Welcome back to FM Scout, and today we are going through 10 simulations of Euro 2020. And there's one simulation that has two teams that you would not expect to be in the final. Put down in the comments who you think they are, and if you get it right, well, you get it right. But before we get into the simulations, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. And if you like these videos, make sure you put the like button on. Put the like button on, hit that like button. I'm DemandMoreFM. I do have my own YouTube channel, which will be down in the description if you feel so inclined to check it out. Anyway, enough ramble. Let's get on with the first simulation and see how that went. So here we are with simulation number 1, and Italy beat Netherlands in the final 2-1. Italy stole this one late with Pellegrini scoring in the 82nd minute and Berardi scoring in the 92nd minute. So the Dutch had this in their hands and they let it slip in the last 10 minutes of this game. Overall, Depay finished the top goal scorer. Immobile, being up there, scored 5. Hazard had the top rating of all the players with an 8.68. De Bruyne just behind him with an 8.52. And Immobile chipping in with 9 assists. That's 3 times more than the next best, which is Havertz and Van de Beek with 3. England and Scotland both qualified from their group, both finishing with 6 points. Scotland eventually losing to the Netherlands, and England getting knocked out by France on penalties. Hazard, with his high rating, earned himself the Best Player award, and you guessed it, Kylian Mbappe got the Young Player award. So what would you make of England's performance in that simulation? Quarterfinal loss to France, probably a bit disappointing. But here we are in sim number 2, and England have won it. They beat Poland in the final 5-3. A game that looked pretty comfortable for England. Lewandowski scoring first in the 3rd minute, but then 2 quick goals from England from Sancho and Rashford. Rashford scoring again just before half time, giving them a 3-1 lead. And then it was pretty simple in the second half. Henderson adding the 4th, Foden adding the 5th. So yeah, England have won this. Robert Lewandowski scoring 7 goals, Rashford coming second with 5, Hazard again having the highest average rating with an 8.3, and Pellegrini and De Jong both finishing with 3 assists. Lewandowski picking up the Best Player award with his 7 goals, also getting Poland to the final, and Trent Alexander-Arnold getting the Best Young Player. That's not going to happen in real life, unfortunately. Sim number 3 sees Italy win the Euros again, this time with a 2-1 victory over France. And for a second time, they came from behind to do it. Griezmann taking an early lead, scoring in the 8th minute. Immobile missed a penalty, but then 2 goals just before half-time from Chiesa and a penalty for Jorginho gave Italy the 2-1 lead, which was enough to see them through to the end. Lewandowski and Pogba both leading the goal scoring chart with 4 each. De Bruyne and Harry Kane having the highest average rating, both with an 8.12, and Larsson, Mbappe and Barella all finishing with 3 assists. And it was Harry Kane that got the Best Player award, accompanied by Alexander Isak getting the Young Player award for Sweden. And he had a decent tournament. 4 games, 2 goals and 2 assists with an average rating of 8. So Italy were the first team to win the Euros twice in these simulations. However, back-to-back France. France was the runners-up in the last simulation, and this one, in simulation 4, they won it with a very convincing 3-0 victory over Belgium in the final. Mendy, Mbappe and Pogba getting the goals for France. England again getting knocked out in the quarterfinals, this time to France, and Scotland losing 2-1 to Germany in the second round. Disappointing. However, it was McBurney leading the goal scoring chart with 5. Mobley and Hazard equalled him, but he's down as first, and I'm taking that. And there's no taking away that McBurney had the best average rating, an 8.57. And leading the assists was Mertens for Belgium. And for the awards, it was Ciro Immobile that got the award for the Best Player, and the Young Player was Kai Havertz. He had a pretty decent tournament, 5 appearances, 2 goals and 1 assist. In sim number 5, the Italians won again. This is their 3rd time winning the Euros in these simulations, this time a 1-0 victory over Portugal. Immobile getting the key goal, giving them the 1-0 win. 3rd time they've won this. Let me know down in the comments how you think Italy will perform in the Euros. In the first 5 sims, they have won 3. England went out to Germany in the second round, a 2-1 loss for them. And Scotland out to Portugal, a 3-1 loss for Scotland. And it was Werner leading the way in the goals scored with 6. Isco having the highest average rating with an 8.47, and Havertz having the most assists with 4. But it was João Felix taking home the Best Player award. And he also took home the Best Young Player. So a clean sweep of the awards. 4 appearances, 4 goals. Pretty good for him, I'd say. Pretty good for him. We are just over halfway through the Sims. And in number 6, Spain got their hands on the trophy. The final was a 3-2 win over Poland, but it needed extra time. The game finished 1-1 after 90 minutes. Spain took the lead in extra time. Poland fought back, equalised. It was Aspas that got the winning goal for Spain. England made it to the semi-final this time. However, they couldn't get past the eventual winners in Spain. They lost 2-1. And it was Lewandowski leading the way, propelling Poland to the final with his 6 goals, 5 from Depay, 4 from Mbappe, Griezmann with the highest average rating of an 8.55, and Zielinski, let me know if I said that name right, chipping in with 4 assists, topping that chart. And it was Griezmann winning the Best Player award, back to back. He won it in 2016, he won it in 2021, and it was Kulusevski winning the Young Player award for Sweden. So Spain finally managed to get their hands on a trophy. Now we move to Sim number 7, and Spain have won it again. Our first repeating champions in the Euros. They beat Germany in the final on penalties. The game finished 1-1, so it went to penalties, and it was Kimmich that missed his penalty for the Germans. The Germans lost a penalty shootout. That's strange. England unfortunately got knocked out by France in the second round. However, Scotland made it to the quarter-final, losing 2-1 to Germany. And it was Griezmann and Moreno leading the way with the goals scored, both with 4. Robert Lewandowski, Harry Kane and Griezmann all tied first with the highest average rating at 7.9, and Toni Kroos finishing the competition with 4 assists. And that meant he won the Best Player award for the competition. And we round off the awards with Dominic Szoboszlai winning the Young Player of the tournament. So Spain won 2 simulations back to back, but they could not do 3 in a row. But we do have a repeating champion. This time it was France. They beat Sweden 3-2 in extra time. The Swedes scored just before half time in the 44th minute, but were immediately pegged back by Anthony Martial. And then Anthony Martial scored immediately in the second half. So there was down 2-1 2 minutes into the second half, and then Alexander Isak in the 83rd minute popped up to equalise for the Swedes. Going into extra time 2-2, Mbappe took it upon himself and he got the winning goal in the 93rd minute, taking home the trophy for the French. England again knocked out by the Germans in the second round, a 2-1 loss, and Scotland couldn't even make out of their group, bottom. Depay, Isak and Mbappe all finished with 5 goals. Depay actually had the highest average rating with an 8.36, and Daley Blind led the way in the assists, 5 of them. It was Memphis Depay though that took home the Best Player award, and Kylian Mbappe taking home the Best Young Player. So we are now at simulation number 9, and of course the Italians have won this one, a 2-1 victory in the final against Croatia. Now looking at this game, I'm not really sure what happened. The Italians had 2 goals disallowed, they were winning 2-0, and then the Croatians had a penalty, got it back to 2-1, but if you look at the stats of the game, the Croatians had a better XG. So it was probably a very, very fun final to watch. For the neutrals anyway. England had another second round exit, this time to Ukraine, a 3-1 loss. And Scotland got past Switzerland in the second round. So they made it to the quarterfinals, where they lost 6-2 to Denmark after extra time. At least we made it to the quarterfinals. Mobley led the way with goals scored with 5. Harry Kane having the highest average rating with an 8.5. De Bruyne, Andy Robertson and Verratti all coming up with 3 assists for their teams. And it was Harry Kane who won the Best Player of the tournament, his second time winning this. And it was Gvardiol for Croatia winning the Best Young Player. That's pretty cool. Now here we are with sim number 10. Now I said in the intro that there's going to be 2 teams that you maybe don't expect to be in the final. This is the one. So let me know which one of you had Sweden and Switzerland meeting in the final. Now we did have Sweden in the final in sim number 8, however they didn't manage to win it. This time they won it with a 2-0 victory. Berg scoring both goals for the Swedes, bringing home the trophy. England actually made it to the semi-final where they were knocked out by Switzerland on penalties. And Scotland knocked out by Germany on penalties. Alexander Isak finishing the tournament as top goal scorer with 6. Harry Kane again having the highest average rating with an 8.15. And Schlager, Hazard and Depay all finishing with 3 assists. Harry Kane again won the Best Player award. That's 3 of them he won now. And the young player was obviously Alexander Isak. 6 games, 6 goals, 1 assist, bringing home the trophy for the Swedes. So there we go, 10 simulations of the Euros, Italy winning 4, France and Spain winning 2, England and Sweden winning 1. Pretty cool. Let me know down in the comments how you think the Euros are going to pan out. Do you think Italy have a good chance? And how do you think England is going to do? If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like button. Feel free to check out my content on my own channel, Demand More FM. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And cheerio.